U.S. Air Force heavy bombers have arrived in Indonesia amid rising tensions with China in the Western Pacific. As part of Washington's efforts to strengthen alliances in the region, two B-52 Stratofortress bombers from the United States Air Force, USAF, recently landed in the Indonesian archipelago. This mission was carried out by the Air Force Global Strike Command, AFGSC, and Pacific Air Forces, PAF. The B-52s, originally assigned to the 23rd Bomb Squadron at Minot Air Force Base, AFB in North Dakota, departed from Andersen AFB in Guam. These two bombers are part of a group of 4 that arrived in Guam after leaving Minot AFB on June 12th and June 14th. Their deployment is part of a Bomber Task Force, BTF rotation in the Indo-Pacific region. BTF rotations involve the worldwide deployment of USAF bombers and typically last slightly over a month. While B-52s have previously participated in exercises with the Indonesian military in the country's airspace in September 2021, this is the first time they have landed at an airbase in Indonesia. The recent landing of B-52s in Indonesia also marked their first participation in joint exercises with the Indonesian Air Force. Before their arrival, 2 Indonesian F-16s from Rosmin Nurjadin Air Force Base, AFB, in Pekanbaru warmly welcomed the B-52s, as seen in the accompanying photos. It is worth noting that Indonesia possesses approximately 30 American-made F-16 fighter jets. In the early 1980s, Indonesia began exploring alternative options to replace a portion of its existing OV-10F Bronco aircraft fleet. The country's significant gas interests in the South China Sea necessitated the acquisition of new aircraft. Consequently, in 1986, the Indonesian Air Force decided to procure the F-16 Fighting Falcon as the chosen replacement aircraft. According to a spokesperson from the Pacific Air Forces, PACAF, the deployment of these bombers is part of a broader initiative aimed at deterring aggression, denying hostile actions, and promoting a free and open Indo-Pacific region. According to a statement from a spokesperson at the Pacific Air Forces, PACAF, this training serves the purpose of familiarizing our airmen with different theaters and airspace, while strengthening the enduring skills and relationships necessary to address a wide range of global challenges in alignment with the national defense strategy. The integration of strategic bombers such as the B-52 in operations and exercises allows for their deployment across various locations in the Indo-Pacific region, both overseas and within the continental U.S., enhancing operational resilience. These bomber missions contribute to the lethality of joint forces and serve as a deterrent against aggression in the Indo-Pacific by showcasing the USAF's capability to operate anywhere in the world at any given time, supporting the national defense strategy. The maneuvers conducted were described as bilateral, tactical training drills aimed at evaluating the proficiency of tactical fighter capabilities, identifying areas for future training, and enhancing capabilities crucial to a variety of bilateral missions. A statement from the U.S. Embassy in Indonesia confirmed that the photos depicted F-16s from both air forces equipped with inert and live advanced medium-range air-to-air missile, AMRAAM, and Sidewinder missiles. These images suggest that basic fighter maneuvers, BFM, such as dogfighting, air interdiction, and air superiority were likely practiced during the exercises. The Boeing B-52 Stratofortress is a subsonic, long-range strategic bomber powered by jet engines. It has been in service with the U.S. Air Force for several decades, and Boeing has continued to provide support and upgrades for the aircraft. The B-52 has been a part of the United States Air Force, USAF, since the 1950s and is expected to remain in service until the 2040s with the help of upgrades. With a combat range of over 8,800 miles or 14,080 kilometers, the B-52 is capable of carrying out strategic bombing missions without the need for aerial refueling. Its powerful engines allow it to transport up to 70,000 pounds or 32,000 kilograms of weaponry. Despite its large radar cross-section and relatively low speed, which might make it appear vulnerable, the B-52 is equipped with long-range weapons like the AGM-158 JASSM. These missiles can be launched from safe distances, avoiding enemy air defense's engagement envelope. There are plans for the B-52 to potentially receive hypersonic missiles in the future. It's worth noting that the U.S. Air Force is actively working on extending the lifespan of the B-52 through various crucial upgrades, including its engines. Recently, the U.S. Air Force selected Rolls-Royce's North American division to supply F-130 turbofans for the re-engining of its fleet of B-52H bombers. A total of 608 engines will be acquired, allowing for a one-for-one replacement of the 8 Pratt & Whitney engines installed on each of the 76 B-52H bombers. The South China Sea, SCS, is a highly disputed area in the Western Pacific, involving various countries such as Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines, Brunei, and China, all making conflicting maritime claims. Indonesia, in particular, possesses an exclusive economic zone that includes the Natuna Islands. This zone partially overlaps with a region in the South China Sea claimed by Beijing. Given this context, the presence of B-52 bombers flying near the borders of a rival nation serves as both a strategic signal and provides operational advantages. The deployment of B-52 bombers holds significant deterrence value due to their capacity to carry both powerful nuclear and conventional payloads. The mere presence of these bombers dissuades potential rivals from pursuing aggressive military objectives. This deterrent effect can either prevent military action altogether or compel adversaries to consider the consequences of B-52 operations, thereby slowing down the pace of their potential attacks. In operational scenarios, B-52 bombers can effectively engage enemy ground and naval targets using their long-range missiles. This capability complements the efforts of other friendly assets involved in anti-shipping and land attack missions. Given the B-52's versatile nature and ability to fulfill multiple mission requirements, China in particular would not appreciate having these bombers in close proximity to its territory.